and welcome to the Women's Wellness Lounge Show. I'm your host, Delayna Watkins, and this week we have another amazing episode. I am bringing you a special guest to talk with you about pursuing your passion. I know that may sound like a mouthful, but guess what? There are people pursuing their passion every day. No, actually, probably every minute of the day. But what does that look like for you? Well, my special guest is going to come on and share her story and her journey about pursuing your passion. Join me right back here after this short commercial break. Hello and welcome back to the Women's Wellness Lounge Show. I am your host, Delayna Watkins, and just like I promised just before the commercial break, I told you that we were going to be joined by a special guest. Her name is Sondra Diggs, and she is the CEO, founder of Glitter Me This Co., also known as Girlfriend Therapy. And we're going to talk with her a little bit about that whole thing of pursuing your passion. Sometimes easily said than done. So this whole segment is going to be, this whole episode is going to be dedicated to pursuing your passion. So welcome to the show, Sondra. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Look at her. Her brand, the whole brand. This is the Glitter Me This Co., right? This is what I say when I talk about how individuals are their brand. And my guest, Sondra, does a wonderful job of being her brand. So tell us, Sondra, outside of the glitter, who is Sondra?
She's a whole lot of energy.
Right, a whole lot of energy. Who is probably killing her just to sit still for this whole segment, I'm sure.
A lot of sparkles, a lot of energy, a little bit of Audrey, and a little bit of Prince.
Oh, wait a minute. Let us see. Yes. So that's the whole, again, what we don't see. This is one of those things where if you're a CEO of a company or if you're, someone and what people actually see, but they may not know about you. And if I were to say to Sondra, what's one secret or one thing that people don't know about you? Hers would probably be, that I'm a Prince lover.
Yes. Love that Prince.
Yeah. And why her hair has the purple streaks in case you can't see. So outside of being a Prince and glitter lover, who is Sondra?
Well, she is a giver. She's the best girlfriend you can have.
Yeah.
And she just, I just have a passion for just my girlfriends and loving them and loving people. And I have that gift of hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
So I love hosting events and throwing parties. And I was a corporate girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been a balance of that fun, that not typical accountant with the calculator, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not her, right? I go into work, I have the corporate clothes on, but I come out and I'm just this ball energy. Yeah. And I bring it into the office, right?
So that's the part that I'm trying to get us to. And we're going to kind of go in between those two, between the fun Sondra and then the corporate Sondra. So that throughout this segment is what we're going to kind of give you all a glimpse into when I know a lot of us that may be pursuing the 9 to 5, right, Sondra? And you were probably sitting there at your desk doing one of these numbers thinking, yes, this is what you all have heard me say this before. This is my corporate sponsorship, but I know that there's more that I want to pursue. And there's a passion, there's a fire and a desire that's burning inside of you that you want to pursue. So when did you know that it was time for you to stop putting on that calculator and just crunching those numbers and deciding I want to be the giver, show my hospitality, throw parties, push glitter up in the air? When did you know that it was time to actually make that move?
You ever have people when they ask you, what do you do when you're happiest?
Mm-hmm.
And you go, I like to dance, I like to do things,
right.
And I just realized when in times were like not going well, and there was a lot of stress from work, and a lot of anxiety, it's a big position, it's a big job, it's a big responsibility, but when I was really, really happy, is when I was creating things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, into the details of making sparkly and fun things. And I just realized that I loved hospitality and I loved entertaining. I would go into the office and the first thing I'd be like, what kind of party can we throw today?
Right. Whose birthday is it?
Yes, whose birthday? And I would theme it, give me a theme, and I would figure out who they were. And I'd be like, oh, she loves this. And I would just throw a party. So I was more, they would call me the GPS officer.
Right.
Because I was so
your title was CFO,
yes.
And they retitled that as
GPS officer.
I love it.
Because I just wanted people to enjoy where they were. So even if I have a party at home or an event, I wanted you to walk in the door and just enjoy everything and have it all done for you, right?
Yeah.
So I just really kept digging deep that I knew that I wanted to fill that up. Like that's when I'm happy.
You wanted that all the time. You said something earlier. We've all heard people say, "What would you do and do for free?" Right? Not only that it makes you happy.
It wasn't about money.
It wasn't about money. And that's what I want you guys to think about, right? So tell our viewers, what is it about that makes you say, I would wake up and do this for free? That makes you happy? Is it seeing other people happy? Is it?
Yes, it is. It's me when I go back to parties and it'll get into where I got to.
Right.
But when I would host a party, I just wanted to see you come in and have a smile and have no worries in the world and just enjoy the moment. And that is what made me shine. That's where my shine was. Get everything ready and you walk in and just have a great time.
Yeah.
And it was just bringing joy to other people. That's what makes me. If I can give all day long, that's what makes me happy, right? I'm not a good taker. Like, I'm like uncomfortable. You don't need to give me that.
Like, I'm okay.
No, let me give, right? So that's what made me want to do that. And I loved my career. It was a great career. But when you get closer to this halfway part in life, right? You're like, am I doing this for passion? I was doing it for success. Okay. I started young and just climbing.
Yep.
I was like, you can't go out like that, right? You can't die with that and just whatever you need to. I wanted to leave a legacy too. I wanted to see my girls see, wow, I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly, right. And that's the thing. So pivoting from just what doing the passion and what brings you joy, talk to us about entrepreneurship versus the corporate world. Because I think even in my own life, I pretty much did the same thing. You go out and pursue, you get the education, you get the job, you do the whole corporate thing. You want to show your kids what it means to work hard and, kind of pursue what it is that, you enjoy doing. However, at some point, it wasn't necessarily making you happy, right? Or bringing you joy. So you switch and you decide, okay, well, I want to pursue my passion. I want to wake up every day full of ideas and creativity and want to be able to do what I want to do and pour out. So give us some idea of what that whole entrepreneurship versus the corporate world. What is the one thing that sticks out in your mind when you think of the difference between entrepreneurship versus corporate?
Oh, I have mad respect for entrepreneurs. It is a huge difference. Yeah. And you think, I'm running this corporation, I'm running, that kind of like that corporate level of all of these things you're doing, but you're not doing them. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You do entrepreneur and you're doing marketing and you're doing sales and you're doing accounting and you're doing all of it on branding and what?
Right, exactly. So that means that you're wearing the 5 hats of being the CEO, the receptionist, the marketer, the PR person. So although entrepreneurship, right, sounds like a glorified world, like
it's a lot.
Twirl your hair and let me do this. However, there's a little bit more to that, right? It's a lot of work. Yeah. And so when we come back after commercial break, we're going to talk about what some of that work is and exactly what does pursuing entrepreneurship look like on this episode of Pursuing Your Passion. So when we return, while we're doing that, right, your physically fit commercial break for this time is going to be knee lifts. You're going to do knee lifts until we come back from commercial break. Welcome back to the Women's Wellness Lounge Show. I'm your host, Delayna Watkins, and we're still here joined by our special guest, Sondra Diggs, CEO of Glitter Me This Co. And we, just before commercial break, left you all with the thought of moving from corporate world to entrepreneurship, right? You have to have thick skin and, of course, a lot of patience. So Sondra, bring us back into, again, give us what it really looked like for you to move from that corporate mindset to entrepreneurship.
Well, we left with talking about how much work it is.
Exactly. How you wear those 1,000
all
hats.
The hats,
yes.
Right? But I think it's just, while I was in the corporate world, and we were talking about what I found what made me happy, I just knew that I was coming on 49.
Right. Okay.
And I was coming into that, I want to do something I'm passionate about. I built this career, what can I do? And I think the biggest part is finding your niche.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to passion, you've got to drill into it, right? There's lots of, people have lots of different businesses and whatnot, but I needed to find what I was going to get happy, excited about every single day.
So not just the whole happy part and throwing
right,
parties.
Right.
It's a niche because parties are parties.
Exactly.
So, but it had to be drilled down into what type of party.
What am I doing?
Right? So that whole niche, why, the whole why. And you guys know I'm big on the why, right? The why. So the niche part of it. So explain to us how you were able to drill down the niche, or was that the hard part? Was that the work? Is that really where you did a lot of deep diving? Was the niche?
Yeah, that is the work. It probably took me a good 2 or 3 years
to just
think about
it.
2 or 3 years to really
2 to 3 years, not 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 years. So
it started with me doing parties, right? I wanted to get my girlfriend. Well, I started just doing theme parties for anybody and everybody, holidays, and then it drilled into what really I loved and got me through some really tough times in life. And I talk about when we hit this middle age life, and I call it the batting cage life.
Yeah, oh, I like that.
I do. Because this is where you get in that batting cage and balls are coming at you and you're just swinging, right? And you don't know if it's going to be a great day and then maybe it's a celebration of a birthday, or you're going to hit it and you got to celebrate a loss,
right? Or
you got to celebrate or you have to deal with an illness, or your children, or aging parents. We're in that middle where everything's coming at you, right? And how do we get through it? I was getting through it with my girlfriend. So I would go through anxiety and trying to level the career and all of these things coming at me. And when I pulled the girls together for that girls' night, whatever, therapy is real. It's real. It's real.
And I love that you pulled that piece of it into it, the whole therapy part. So we're going to get into that part of the therapy. So you see how she set us up by saying, got the girls together. And when your girls come together, right? There's something that happens. You could have had an hour before we get together. Things could have been chaotic, crazy, but there's something that happens when you get together with your girls.
It's amazing. We come out restored, renewed, and revived.
Regardless of what, and you just named 4 or 5 different things that you could have gone through before getting together with your girlfriends. But there's something that happens when you all get together. And you were talking about sort of that going into 49 and having to deal with different issues, whether it's work related because you're in a corporate world with different pressures, or if it's aging parents, or whether it's anxiety when you have teenagers or tweens or whatever, right? So you've got all these different things all for you, with you, for you, your time, attention. The therapy pattern, the girlfriend and then the therapy together, right?
It's so good.
So tell us how you were able to kind of marry those two things.
Well, one of the things that everybody does know me for is when I would throw parties, and I would start to throw them for just my girls, right? And I'd have them over, and I figured, well, instead of going to the restaurant, just come over, let's throw a theme together. I would sparkle. I wanted to sparkle everything. Who doesn't like
back to that sparkle,
right? Yes. I would go into the store and I'd have a little sparkle wallet, and the girl would just go, oh my God, I love that wallet. Or you'd be in the doctor's office. Oh, I was like, wow, bright, shiny, sparkly makes women.
Yeah.
Like they just smile.
It's like that shiny object type a concept, right?
It is. It's so true.
It's like the shiny object.
It's psychological things. Like it really brings you. It's like the water, and it spreads out. And it just like makes you feel good. So I was feeling the sparkle. I was feeling the girlfriends, and so I bring them together. So that the events were sparkly and feeling. And honestly, Delayna, it was about I wanted that feeling in the life that we live, which is 9 to 9. We're busy. We don't always get. It's nice to say that we can have this sparkle memory, but we never get it.
Yeah.
What if I could box this feeling? I wanted to box that feeling up when I can't be there because we're busy. We can't. Somebody couldn't always show up for me when I was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? They wanted just in the area. But that's the one thing we have to do for each other is show up.
Show up.
So in my mind started going, how can I show up? How can I help people show up? And that's where the wheels just started turning. Like, wait a second, I don't want to just be a party planner.
Right.
Because it's not always. I want to always be there for you.
Exactly. And you said something else earlier too, and I know that has a big meaning behind this whole girlfriend therapy box. And that is smile.
Yeah.
So how does it make you feel, right? So you said you're a giver and you just love, making people smile. So that's a whole big concept. And you all can see she's got a big smile on her face. That's been smiling from the time that I met her. And that's what I sort of gravitated to when we were at an event.
Yeah.
And I saw the smile on her face. And I know that that's a big thing for you. So smile, tell us about that whole piece of it and how that plays into your girlfriend therapy in a box.
So when I thought about how can I capture that feeling, like the feeling of the smiling, and I thought about what do we do when we're with our girls, right? Mm-hmm. We sparkle. We wear our sparkle. We get all dressed up. We put this bling on, right? Then we move. We love our jams, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a music sick, so if we're out and we're together, we just, girl, that's my song. That's my song, right? So we move. And then we indulge, right? We have our glass of wine, darling, right? Yes. And little bites, right? And then we laugh.
Oh, yeah. Laughter is therapy. Yes. Best medicine, as we say.
Yes. And then what's the other thing? We connect with each other and we exhale. Mm-hmm. We go, wow, you're doing that too? Me too. And it just brings it all there. And I thought, I was sitting at my desk one day, at my CFO desk.
Right.
And I wrote that, and I was like, sparkle, and we do this, and we do that. And I looked, I was like, it's smile, it's so
spells it all. Yeah, see? And look at the excitement that she feels from just kind of reliving that whole thing of seeing your passion actually come and be, again, drilling down the niche, figuring out what it is you want to do, and you just keep going down. Keep going down. And that's when you know that you're on the right path. So, this is girlfriend therapy in a box. Just look at this. Look at the brand in the box. And again, we're going to tear open this box, undo the bow, and really get into what girlfriend therapy in a box. I love it. So after commercial break, because you've met the brains and the beauty behind the brand and all her sparkle and glitter, inside this little box and see what's in there that will make girlfriends smile. So right after this commercial break, our Physically Fit commercial break, which I want you guys to do arm waves, right? That's where you put your arms out to the side and just wave them until we come back from commercial break. welcome back to the Women's Wellness Lounge Show. I'm your host, Delayna Watkins, and this show has been phenomenal as we've talked about pursuing your passion with Sondra Diggs. She's the CEO and founder of Glitter Me This Co. We've now come into the Glitter Me This Co. showroom, and so Sondra's going to come in and show us what smile therapy shows up at your door when you order one of her beautiful, beautiful signature theme boxes. So Sondra, come in and show us in the showroom what ladies can expect when they get a Glitter Me This Co box.
Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, so we talked about how I wanted to put that feeling in the box, right? So you can't be there in person, you want to show up. And we wanted to do those same things that we did when we were in girlfriend therapy, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So I thought about all the things that I had been through, the ups and downs, that batting cages, right? So we're going through, we got to get through all that stuff. So, created great themes. So we start with the Badass BFF box. Okay, so here it is. For 49 going on 50, I'm now 50. Here's things that happen. I do not care. I'm unfiltered. We say it like it is, and it's okay now. Yeah. We've earned the 50 years. Now we get to do what we want. So
we get to live.
Yeah. So this box we created because it can be your girl's just going through something, or it's her birthday. It's like, she's turning 50, or
right.
She's, celebration that she's doing.
Right. Okay.
Or we just want to know that she's just a badass BFF, right?
We
got you, girl. So, just to real quick and tell you, this happens throughout all the boxes. So there's 5 items in the box. So as you can see, when they open the box, it says, "Girl, smile. I'm here. Sparkle, move, indulge, laugh, and excel."
That's that whole smile. I love it.
So let's start with the fact that the first gift is the box. It is a keepsake box. You're going to want this box all over your house. You're going to use it for other things. It's going to be great, right?
Which I do.
Yeah. I mean, put other stuff in it, decorate with it, line your closets up with it. Okay, so this is the box. And as you know, I'm very Audrey inspired. I love my Tiffany. So this is where
the theme and the color, which I love.
Okay, so everything in the box, there's one item for each. So for this particular box, the sparkle is in a Athena bracelet. So you just kind of have a little bling on your arm, girl, just a little bit. It'll change your life, right? All right, sparkle move. So something to make you move, and it could be this. For this one, it actually is the bag. So, wristlet, we're running around, we're doing our thing, right? But this one happens to be funny too. It says, "I don't mean to brag, but I just finished my 14-day diet. 3 hours and 12 minutes, girl." So
anything has to do with diet and fitness, finish that diet in 3 hours and a couple of minutes.
That's right. Okay, and then indulge. Okay, this is my favorite. So we partnered with a company called Marshmallow MBA, and these ladies infuse these marshmallows with all the indulgence that we love. So this one happens to be sangria. So we have 4 flavors: sangria, moscato, mojito, urban, for those ladies that like the dark stuff. Girl, yes. So
I can attest to those. They're delicious, mouth-watering. Can I say? Yes, very good.
So then there's something to make you laugh. So this one happens to be the Malicious candle. So this is Malicious Women. Basically, they just tell it like it is. So this one is, let's just say it's her birthday. So this candle, you have options for the candles.
Right.
This one says, "Happy birthday infused with alcohol, low standards, and poor decisions." And the candles are so divine, and they're so good.
And they smell good, and like you said, make you laugh.
Yes. Okay, and then something to exhale.
Okay.
So we're on to the
exhale. We're all ready to exhale.
Ready to exhale. So maybe something sponge, right? This is Spongella. So let me just tell you, everything that I find and put in the boxes, and we search and we go to trade shows or whatever, there's something that I'm like, oh, you have to try this. I love it. So this is Spongella, and it is exfoliant, has a soap.
Yes, it does. Lathers up quite nicely, I must say. Yes. This one is really good. I'll let you put it back in now for show purposes.
And then we wrap that up with a fun item, something to make her smile. So this one, because it's the Badass box, we don't have the #1 selling book. It's a mini book. You are a badass. It's got a little button that says, "Girl, you're a badass. You got this." All right. So that's how the concept of all the boxes go. But then we have themes, because we have your girls. This is the battle box, right? Oh no, we're in the breakup box. Girl, we're going through breakups. We got divorces. It happens. or your girls just break your online dating and that didn't work out.
Right.
So on to the next. Thank you, next. It could be thank you, next. It could be crying, right? Yeah. So we have that. We have because I deserve this box. That could be for a lot of different. This one actually has to be wrapped around the wine and the
Okay.
All right. So we have battle, and we got which is if you're battling cancer or loss. We have burning down the house, beautifully made, be still, and beginnings.
Now, what I want you all to know, if you haven't already figured out, is they all begin with B's.
Yeah.
So I'm a big on not only acronyms, but making sure that things with your brand make sense. And what I've noticed when Sondra was explaining her boxes when I first met her, is that they not only was it a theme that made sense, that then goes back to her whole smile concept, but each of the boxes begin with a B. Whether it was the breakup box, the battle box, the burning down the house box, whatever, all of them began with a B. So I enjoyed that that was also a theme that I'm sure that you thought of as well with the concept for the boxes. Now, I want you to, we talked about how the whole therapy, the girlfriend therapy in a box comes to your door when your girlfriend can't be there. Now, we told you that the box was a keepsake, but look at how it comes packaged.
Into your door. That's right.
Just like this.
It's going to ship just like this. And when she opens it, it's going to get that.
Look at this, the whole concept. Just the presentation of it is delectable in and of itself, aside from what you get in it. And even that changes how you feel. When that doorbell rings, that doorman comes and he brings this box to your door, it's more than just a box that's being delivered. It's a whole experience that's being delivered. And that's why I enjoy the concept behind the girlfriend therapy in a box. Okay. So talk about pursuing your passion and then having it come to fruition and being able to see this. So this is the sparkle stuff, right? So we met the beautiful brains and beauty behind the brand. And so we're now going to talk to you a little bit about what it actually means to not only do this and the feeling behind this, because we've now seen this, because we're in the girlfriend therapy workshop. Now that we have seen those beautiful signature theme boxes, the girlfriend therapy in a box, again, that whole smile therapy with our guest Sondra Diggs, we have moved over out of the girlfriend therapy in a box workshop to her CEO desk. Look at that, all glitter. I absolutely love it. So Sondra, this has been amazing with you again sharing with us how the whole journey of pursuing your passion is. So what would just right at the top of your head, 2 tips that you would give our viewers about anyone who's out there thinking about pursuing their passion?
So, when we talk about the passion, it came down to the final thing of what I wanted to do is make it easy for women to show up for their girlfriends, to be right there when they need somebody. And so when I dug into that, I realized the first thing that you have to do is you have to collaborate with people who know where you're going to. Okay?
Collaboration.
So 2 things. I grabbed a girlfriend who I knew I could work with, who I knew would support me. And so my girlfriend, who became a partner now, Karen, she's behind me. She didn't do the spotlight, but she's behind me, like getting it, helping me get it done, helping me pursue it. And then I found somebody who's already in the box business doing a boot camp. And so that was what this Sparkle Hustle and Grow, this Julie Paul, she created this course and I was like, I can do. And so I started doing all this time researching. And then I found there's lots of people doing things. They may not be down to your niche because I became a gift box, not a subscription, but grabbing her course and doing that saved so much time in my life. And then the second thing is fear. The reason I succeeded so much in my corporate life is because I started at the age of 21. I had no fear. And I went into every level and I kept saying, I don't care. I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm not. You got 50 years of things that go, no, you can't, you get up. And I have to remind myself every morning, be that 21-year-old girl who doesn't fear. Because as I saw, I think Will Smith said, the greatest thing is what's on the other side of fear.
Oh, yeah.
And so fear shuts you down. It really is debilitating. But when you just say, no, I can do this.
You do it. I love it. Yeah. So there you have it from the CEO behind Girlfriend Therapy in a Box and her company, which is Literally This Co. I so appreciate it. And I know that you all have seen throughout the segment the beautiful signature theme boxes. So her website is below. Make sure you go there. And when you can't be there for your girlfriend, there are several different things. You can even build a box out of the smile therapy of different things that you want to send your girlfriend in the box. This episode of Pursue Your had the opportunity to not only meet the beautiful brains behind the brand, but then come into her workshop to actually see the work that goes into producing that product. Sondra Diggs, I appreciate you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Absolutely. It's been, of course, fun behind the scenes, what we've done here in her whole glitter glam shop. Y'all know me, I'm a glitter girl, so this was perfect for me to do on the scene with the Women's Wellness Lounge. Again, this has been another amazing episode where I bring it to you real, raw, and relevant so that you can experience wellness in every area of your life. I am Delayna Watkins, your host, so join me again for another episode.